Namaste. For the gentle flow this weekend, I'm going to work on kind of moving up the chakras. Since last week we were talking about elements, I began the week talking about fire. We then went into air. We then went into water, then earth. And those are some of the elements that, we typically think about as classical elements. I think in yoga, the main five are earth, water, fire, air, space, or ether. In Chinese medicine, it tends to be, I think it's wood, metal, fire, air, and water. And since we talked about four of those elements, I thought, well, we'll do a practice where we bring in all of the elements according to the chakras. So I want to share with you the first chakra is the lower body, because that concerns our foundation, because it concerns our family. And this is talking about the biological family in which we stem from. We can't change our family. It's fixed. It's based on bloodline. It's based on our ancestors. So that is part of our foundation or our roots. And because of this, it is connected to the element of earth, because earth is all about the foundation of the elements. Earth is about, getting rooted, being grounded, getting stable. So the first part of the practice, we'll be working with the lower body. And then we'll move up. So the second chakra goes with the element of water, water being fluid, water being adaptable, water taking different shapes. So this is tied in a lot with relationships and career and money. And if you think about that, those things are often in flux. Now, I know years ago, you would pick a profession and that would be your profession to the end. But they are really saying that most people these days have at least three professions. I know when I first started to work, it was retail, and then I went into daycare. Then I became a flight attendant, and I did that for 12 years. And now I've been teaching yoga for really almost 20 years now. But even with yoga, I've learned a lot about astrology. I've learned how to do Reiki. I've developed, meditation skills and sound meditation. And I've learned different styles of yoga. So I don't really see myself going in a new direction necessarily. But I guess in a way, this past year, I started recording meditations. So going into a studio and getting mic'd up and trying to coordinate music to it. I mean, that's a whole nother skill as well. But most people generally these days have at least two, three, or more. So that kind of thing is in flux. Think about relationships even come and go, especially if we have the tendency to move a lot. The friends that you develop in one place, you may or may not keep up with when you move on to the next place. So that's the water element. So with the water element, we'll be working with the hips. When we move up into the third chakra, the solar plexus, this is about the inner fire. I talk about the inner fire of transformation a lot. This is also, developing Agni, which is the internal digestive fire. This gives us will, this gives us motivation, this gives us a good sense of self. It helps us to create, good boundaries, healthy boundaries for ourselves, where we can become more empowered in who we are, what we're about, what our purpose is. And then we move up to the fourth chakra, which is the heart center, which is more about the element of air. So we'll be doing some pranayama with this and some heart openers as well. The breath, goes into the lung sacs, which are also held in the chest. So the air is really important because it not only brings in oxygen, but energy, what we call prana in yoga, which within prana is consciousness itself. So remember, we're trying to purify ourselves so that we're more moving more in alignment with a higher state of consciousness. And this is why the breath is the heart of yoga. When we talk about the fifth chakra, this is the area of purification, Vishuddha. This is how we express ourselves. This is where we speak truth. But the element for this chakra is ether or space. When we move into the sixth chakra, which is the third eye, the place of intuition, inner knowing, imagination. This is where we develop actually a deeper sense of compassion, even though I know compassion stems from the heart. There have been a lot of scientific studies on monks who meditate, and they have this part in the prefrontal lobe of the brain that is more lit up. And they found that that goes towards compassion. So the element for the third eye is light. Think about enlightenment, receiving insight. It's like the light bulb turning on. So the element for this chakra is light. And then the one for the seventh chakra or the crown is, it could be different things. It could be thought, but not thought as in the restless chatter of thoughts, not thoughts where we tend to get on that roller coaster ride and think about the only if or what ifs or could haves or should haves, not those type of thought patterns, the thought patterns that are on a higher plane of existence, the thoughts that allow us to discern from a place of wisdom, the thoughts that tie us back into spirit or the great spirit. So that's the element for the final chakra. I've been wanting to do a chakra series. Um, we'll see what happens. This may be leading us in that direction. We'll see. But let's get on our mats and have some props available just in case. And we'll work with these elements. We'll go ahead and begin sitting upright. Palms resting on the lap. Eyelids turned down across the eyes. Beginning to breathe in a diaphragmatic way. Considering for a moment the densest part of the body connecting to the earth element. Perhaps getting more settled and grounded through your seat. Perhaps imagining roots growing down from your sits bones towards the core of the earth. Perhaps noticing the wave of the breath rolling up and down the upper body. This undulation that mimics the wave of the ocean. In this section of the body that's considered the sea of chi. Perhaps bringing attention to the fire element within, an element that gets us heated, the place that digests our food, the fire that is transformative, helping to transmute energy and emotion, thoughts. Noticing the air, it's entering and exiting the nose. The vital importance that the wind of the breath plays in our practice and in life. Moving up towards ether or space. Maybe even acknowledging the creative space that lies between thoughts in the mind. The space in which we can create between our thoughts and our words or actions. Gazing in and up to your mind's eye, the place that ties in with the element of light. All colors are formed from light. Now it's being said that from June 20th through the 22nd, the earth is going to be receiving a lot more light. Now we already know this with the summer solstice being the longest day of daylight through the year. The light that's coming and shining upon us is different. It's special. It's unique. It's supportive. During this special time of existence on this planet. Imagine that light is coming straight to the pineal gland at the center of the head, enlarging it, brightening it, opening and freeing it up. In the top layer, connecting us to the element of the purest thought forms, the higher consciousness, or we could just call it spirit. Gently begin to open the eyes after that little mini meditation. Let's get up to stand. And as you come up to stand, stand at the top of your mat. And when you're standing at the top of the mat, grounding and rooting at the feet, maybe even rocking them back and forth a bit. Join your hands together to prayer position. Inhale, sweep the arms to your sides and up. Exhale, start to fold down to your Uttanasana, your standing forward fold. Inhale, take your hands up your shins, lengthen out through the vertebrae, and exhale, refold. Inhale, coming all the way up to the top. Exhale, bringing hands home, sweet home to the heart. We're going to continue with those half Surya Namaskaras. Inhale, opening up. Exhale, swan dive down and in. Inhale, halfway up. Exhale, burrow back in. Inhaling to Urdhva Hastasana. And exhale, Samastitihi. Continue. One more. Pausing at the top, noticing if your feet are well anchored or not. And rock them back and forth and imagine you're really sinking them down into sand. Inhale, take Utkatasana. Exhale, bring your hands to your heart and sit a little deeper. Inhale, arms up. Let your heart shine forward, Utkatasana. And exhale, hands to heart, drop a little lower. Continue inhaling, exhaling. A few more. Last one. Pausing here and affirming. My body is no burden. It is light as air. Inhale, slowly come all the way up to the top. You're going to step your left foot back. And when you step your left foot back, lunge into that front knee. Take Virabhadrasana 2. Nice standing, grounding pose. Inhale, straighten the front leg, lengthen out over it, windmill down to triangle pose. You don't necessarily have to look up. You can gaze to the side, chin in line with your chest, or down towards the front foot. Find which one speaks to you today. Remember, you're looking for stability. Inhale, back up. Exhale, lunge that front knee, splay open through the hips. Virabhadrasana 2. Inhale, straighten the right leg. Exhale, lean across. And then bring it down to triangle pose again. We're going to do a set of 3 today. Inhale, back up. Exhale, lunge the knee, warrior 2. Inhale, straighten out the front leg, lean across it, windmill down to triangle pose. On your next exhalation, lunge that front knee, spin away from the back heel. Come into this low lunge. And this is where you may want to find blocks to bring those alongside with your front ankle, because we're going to straighten out the front leg, roll the left hip forward, taking this form of pyramid. And of course, you can bow over the leg if you want to go a little deeper. We're going to do this 3 times. This was going to be the in-breath. And as we exhale, we lunge the knee. All right, let's begin. Inhale and exhale. Again, inhale, exhale. Last one. Bring the back foot forward. Fold over and down. Inhale all the way up. Exhale, hands to heart. Working with standing poses for the earth element. Step back with your right foot. Cement the feet thoroughly into the ground. Splay the arms out shoulder height. Gaze down the front fingertips. Inhale, straighten the left leg. Exhale, lean over and bring it into triangle pose, discovering where you want to turn your head, if at all, to set your gaze. Remember, the feet, the legs are the primary foundation of standing postures. That's where we're putting our concentration right now. Inhale up. Exhale, lunge the knee, warrior two. Inhale, straighten the front leg, lean out, fold in, triangle pose. One more, inhaling. Exhale, warrior two. Inhale, straighten the left leg, take it into Trikonasana. From Trikonasana, bring the hands down, spin away from the back heel. You're coming into this low lunge. From here, we can bring the blocks into play. Straighten out the front leg, roll the right hip towards the front of the mat. And then exhale, lunge the knee. I'm going to do that a few rounds. Inhaling. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. One more. All right, from here, spring the back foot forward. Fold on down to your Uttanasana. Nothing here on this earth can hold me down or back. All right, we're going to do one more leg exercise here. The hands are going to bring the blocks a little bit more forward. I don't know if you can see me from that angle. I think I was getting out of the frame. Your feet are grounded, hips stacked over the ankles, shoulders stacked over the wrist. We'll inhale, lift the right leg up. Press through that right heel. Stay strong through your left leg. The left leg should feel like Tadasana, standing mountain pose. Exhale, release the right foot. Inhale, we'll lift and extend the left leg. Now you can always do this with the wall push or hands on furniture if you need to be a little higher up. Square the hips. Exhale, release the left foot down. All right, bring the hands up. We're going to work a little bit into the hips. Now, I know in Warrior Two, we did have the hips open a little bit. We're going to come back to Utkatasana chair. We're going to take the right ankle across the left knee. And we're going to sit a little deeper. Concentrate your eyes on one place. Moving from earth up into water. Inhale, slowly straighten the left leg, catch your right knee, flex the right foot, and open the hip into Padangusthasana B. Take a hold of that foot, bring it to the inner thigh or ankle or calf for Vrikshasana tree. So this is a nice blend of both the first and second, earth and water. Now bring the knee forward, catch it with your hands, draw it in and up towards your chest. And release. All right, that's a long-standing balancing sequence. All right, we're gonna start off chair. Hands to heart, pick up the left foot, cross it over the right knee, sit down a little bit more. Focus your eyes. When you're ready, stand strong in the right leg. Catch the left knee, flex the left foot, turn open Padangusthasana B. Bring the foot to the inner thigh or calf. Vrikshasana. Affirming I am calm. I am poised. I am calm. I am poised. Bring the knee forward. Catch it with your hands. Lift it up. And release. All right, so we've been working with the hips a little bit. We're going to move back into a standing pose, add in some fluidity by using the hips, but it's also going to start to contract the core, which is starting to stoke the inner element of fire. So we're going to use the blocks again like we did earlier. Stacking the hands to them, the feet to the floor. We'll inhale, lift the right first. Now, as we exhale, we're going to bend the standing knee, and we're going to draw the forehead towards the right knee as we curl in. And then inhale, straighten back out. Exhale, contract and curl in. All right, let's continue that 3 more times. All right, standing on both legs and feet. Lift the left leg up and back. Exhale, contract, curl in. Set at 5. That's 4. 3. 2. Last one. Plant the left foot. Pick up the blocks in case you need them. Turn to the side. Come to victory squat. Take the hands to the floor or blocks. Now you're splaying the feet out to the sides to roll the thighs wide. We're just settling into the hips a moment. And then we're gonna keep the tailbone down. Hands are gonna come up to prayer. From here, open your arms to the winged position and start to twist. One way on the inhale, the other way on the exhale. Try to stabilize from the hips down to the feet. Foundation solid. And the movement stems from the waist up. Come down. Take your left hand across to your right knee. Take your right arm, thread it behind the back. Maintain the twist. Maintain the hip work. Switch to the other side. Left arm threads behind you. Right hand crosses to the left knee. Hands to the heart. Open up wing position. Inhale one side. Exhale the other. Find your pace. You can change up the flow of your breath dependent on how you want to operate your twist. Stoking the inner fire. Coming back down, hands to blocks. Sinking into the hips, working with water and fire. Left arm behind the back, right hand crosses to the left knee. Tailbone back, crown of the head forward. Swap to the other. Bring the hands up to the heart, open the arms to the wing position. We're just doing 3 sets, you guys. All right, come back down to the blocks. Right hand behind, left hand over to the right knee. Reverse. I'm going to give you a break now. Hands to the blocks, turn the heels back behind the toes. You can bring the hands to the floor if that's better for you. You can fold on down. We're not staying long though, just a breath. Inhale, re-lift and extend the vertebrae. Take your right arm, sweep it up towards the sky. So feel, we are still doing a standing pose, right? Still working with earth element. We're hinging from the hips. We're working with the water element. We're taking a twist. That's working with the fire element. We're using our breath. That's working with the air element. Exhale, lower the right hand. Inhale, left arm travels up. Bury the feet. Breath stays nice and full. Exhale, bring that hand down, lower the head. This allows more space to enter between the thoughts as the mind calms down. Moving into the fifth of space. Affirming, I release and remove all mental burdens and boundaries. I remove and release all mental burdens and boundaries. Inhale, bring it up. We're gonna walk the feet closer together. One more twisting kriya. Just spinning and turning side to side. Feeling the breeze. Moving through air, through space. Stoking that inner fire. all of these elements are within ourselves, not just around us. Keep trying to connect to each one. You're ready. Slow it down. Slow it down. Whew. We're going to grab our bolster. So when we think about chakras, these elements involved with these energy centers, then we recognize it's not just about the physical poses. There's so much more. So we're going to bring this down a notch. We're sending the feet off to the left side and the bolsters off to the right side so that we can elongate the vertebrae, twist towards the prop, lower down upon it, and turn to rest on one cheek. So twists are actually good for, they're primarily good for the third chakra, but they actually help to activate all 7. Now in restorative yoga, we move in, ensuring that we're relaxing the muscles, using the breath to keep the mind more calm, more clear, creating that space in the mind. And you can gaze towards the mind's eye. Remember, the element here is light. Slide your hands in. Begin to build up. Hopefully you're tapping into that element of space. We'll switch to the other side. Lift up energetically first. Walk down beside it next. And face plant down Third. Slowly start to come away from the twist. We'll spin the bolster sideways. And what we're going to do now is open up the heart, throat, and create an inversion of restorative fish to bring it down to the light and to spirit. If you need a blanket to sit on for low back purposes, you can sit on a blanket or have it under your head and neck. Otherwise, feel down. Test the waters here. We often talk about light emitting from the heart. And that's the case when we see someone warm and friendly and joyful and welcoming. But I want you to think about the light emitting through someone's eyes, the eyes that tie in with the third eye. Gazing into the third eye region, that reference point between the eyebrows, and maybe purifying or visualizing a purifying bright white light shining down from above, penetrating through the brow, casting its rays down upon the pineal gland. The pineal gland is said to be our doorway to spirit, our doorway to the spirit realm. What we know exists around us, but what can't necessarily be seen or felt unless we are tapped into something more. Feel as though your brain's becoming illuminated with this light. Affirming here as you hold, my soul floats on waves of cosmic light. My soul floats on waves of cosmic light. Bend the knees. Lift your head, roll to one side. We're going to do one more pose. Creating a slide with the blocks and bolster. Place your hands to your belly. Turn your heels towards each other, toes out. Close and rest your eyes. Using this for Shavasana today. Shavasana began as a meditation to discover that we were more than mind and body, that we were spirit, a part of the great, big spirit. So we'll focus on the final element, what works well with the seventh chakra. Remember, if it's thought forms, it's not the lower thought forms. It's not the habitual thought forms. It's higher vibrational, pure thought that connects us to spirit. Draw the knees in. Wrap them around with Maitri, radical self-acceptance. Turn over to one side of the body. We'll slowly rise to take a seat. We're going to finish our practice with a little pranayama. We've been breathing the whole time, so the air element has been included, but the air, or the wind of the breath, is also said to be the bridge from the physical to the spiritual. It's the gift of the divine, what connects us back to spirit. So we're going to sit and breathe. Breathing meditation. We're going to do a measured breath. We're going to breathe in to 4, hold to 2, and breathe out to 4. And I'll do the counting. Breathing in, 2, 3, 4. Hold. 1, 2. Breathing out, 2, 3, 4. Breathing in, 2, 3, 4. Hold. 1, 2. Exhale. 2, 3, 4. Inhale. 2, 3, 4. Retain. 1, 2. Exhale. 2, 3, 4. Breathing in. 2, 3, 4. Hold. 1, 2. Breathing out. 2, 3, 4. Breathing in. 2, 3, 4. Hold. 1, 2. Breathing out. 2, 3, 4. Breathing in. 2, 3, 4. Hold. 1, 2. Breathing out. 2, 3, 4. Breathing in. 2, 3, 4. Hold. 1, 2. Breathing out. 2, 3, 4. Flip your palms open. Gaze into your mind's eye. Naturally breathe. Hands together. The light within me honors and bows to that essence of light within each of you. Namaste.